LANSchool is a classroom management software from Stoneware, a Lenovo company. What classroom management is basically a teacher tool that allows instructors and teachers in a computer-based learning environment the ability to manage and collaborate with their student computers. So this quick demonstration will take you through the interface for LANSchool and show you some of the key features. LANSchool is designed to be very easy to use from a teacher's perspective. So we want teachers to be able to pick the product up and start using it right away with very little training or experience. So hopefully, as we walk through the layout here of the user interface, the teacher console, you'll be able to see the ease of use. The interface is broken down into three areas. The top up here is our main menu bar, which covers the core features of LANSchool, which is demonstrate, monitor, speak, restrict, and administer and view. And each of those have their own drop-down menu, as you can see. Most teachers are going to be using the main toolbar here, which is very graphical and easy to understand with the main features. And most of those require just a simple click of a button to activate the feature. And we'll be going through each of these features during the demo. And then this large view area here is where the teacher is actually going to see their students. And we're looking at a live thumbnail view of those student computers. When you mouse over those thumbnails, it's going to blow up the thumbnail for you to get a better look. And then it's going to provide you some additional information about that particular student, including login name, machine name, any applications or websites that they visited, and any other LANSchool related activities. We have the ability to select a student very simply by clicking on the thumbnail. You'll notice when we've done that, it puts a red frame around the thumbnail. That means that that student has been selected, and any feature that we perform now from the main toolbar will be performed on that student specifically. We also have the ability to add additional students, and you can see when we go through here and click on other students, we can add the red frame around additional students, and then we're able to perform those features on more than one student. And if we leave the students blank, none selected, any feature that we perform will be performed on all the students in the classroom. You'll also notice when we select a student and we put the red frame around them, if we right click, we're going to get a drop-down menu specifically for that student. So we can go here and we can do things like view their internet history, which is going to give us a list of all the websites that they visited, the URLs, the date and the time that they were there. This can all be saved to a CSV file format for future use. We can also go here and view their keystroke and application history. So we can see what keystrokes they've used and also what applications they've used, again with the date and the time. And this can also be saved to a CSV file. So this is some good recording capabilities that you have. And if privacy is a concern with a school, this can also be disabled if needed. And then finally, we have the ability to go in and view the students running programs. So if a particular program is running on a student machine, and as a teacher you wanted to disable that perhaps, you could select that application and then just go in and block that application and shut it down on the fly. So some nice management capabilities for your teachers. Getting back to the view window, we also have the ability with the students to move these thumbnails around. So if we wanted to create a classroom layout, we can move the student thumbnails around to replicate the actual layout of the classroom. We also have an additional option to view the students, which we call Details View, which is going to give us a little bit more information about that particular user. We can see their login name, the student name, the machine name. We can also get any applications that they're running or the last website that they visited. We can also see if the student has raised any questions for the teacher. And one other point I want to make is real quickly about the connectivity method that we use. We use a very simple method to connect teachers and students, and it's a channel method. So you'll see here under the channel column, all the students have a channel of 1. When you initially install LANSchool, you're going to be prompted as a teacher to select a channel number, which can be any number from 1 to 16,000. And then when you install on the student machine, you'll be prompted again for a channel number. And basically, if the teacher channel and the student channel match, they will connect. So a teacher with a channel number 1 will connect with all the students with channel number 1. So it's a very simple method that works very effectively in a peer-to-peer classroom environment. So getting back to the view options with LANSchool, we have another nice feature that's called Screen Feed that enables us to go in and view each student computer for 3 to 5 seconds, and then it will rotate on to the next student computer. So to get back some of the features that you'll see in LANSchool, probably one of the most popular features is the blank screen feature. So this would give the teacher or the instructor the ability to select a student or a group of students, and with a click of a button, simply go in and blank their screen. So you'll notice in the thumbnail that screen has been blanked out, and if you were to look at the student computer, you would actually see that they get a message that also appears on the screen. In this case, it says "Eyes to the front of the classroom." The instructor has the ability to customize those messages, and those can be saved and stored for future use. If they wanted to unblank, they would just go click again, and you'll see that the student screen is refreshed. Now we can go and we can do that for the entire class. If we unselected that student and just went up and clicked blank screen, you'll notice that all of the student computers blank, and each of those students will have that message that appears with the blank screen. So that's by far one of the most popular features that teachers will use for obvious reasons. Another nice feature is the ability to clear the desktop. So we can go in and we can select a student that has applications running or websites running, and with a click of a button, let me select one more student. With a click of a button, you'll notice that those applications and websites that were running on that student device is going to shut down. And now we have the student's attention. Another great feature with LANSchool is you have the ability to select a student and go in and either remote control or view that student computer. So if we select remote control, we're going to actually take over that student's computer as if we're sitting at that student machine. So we now have full control over that student computer, and they're locked out. And then we can also do the same thing with viewing. We select our student, and we can go in and view that student. With the remote control, we also have the ability to include audio. So we can remote control a student computer and then view or communicate with that student via audio. Another key feature to LANSchool is the ability to show the teacher screen to the students. And we can do that in either a full screen mode or a windowed mode. In this case, we're going to do full screen. And what that's going to do is broadcast my teacher screen out to the student devices. Once we're in that show mode, we also have the ability to go in and annotate the screen. And then we can get back to our teacher console. Some of the more powerful features of LANSchool are going to be our limitation features. So we can go in and create rules for limiting web usage, application usage, printer usage, drive usage, and speakers. To give an example of how we limit web, we can just go in and configure web limiting. We have three choices as a teacher. We can block all web browsing, which would be ideal in a scenario where you're giving a test or an exam and you don't want the students to go online at all. We also have the ability to allow certain websites. So if the teacher knew that they were going to be going to 2 or 3 specific URLs, they can include those as allowed or approved websites. That's also known as a whitelist. Or we can create a blocked list. So if a teacher knows that they don't want their students to go to Facebook or Twitter, they can create a list of restricted websites. So I'm going to go in here as an example and just put Facebook. And I'm going to add that. And just to demonstrate how the web limiting will work, if I go here and click on Limit Web, you'll notice once I've selected that an icon will appear on the thumbnails that indicate that web limiting has been activated. So if we were to go to one of our student computers, let's select this one. And I'm going to take control of that to demonstrate. And if I go to Internet Explorer and I try to go to Facebook, so we can see here on the student computer that when they tried to go to Facebook, they received a banner that said that that website has been blocked. That's an example of how the web limiting would work from the student's perspective. We can do the same type of limiting with applications, where we can go in and select or choose to allow certain applications or block certain applications. We also can do that with drives, so we can limit USB, CD, and DVD drives. So if a student came in with a thumb drive or a memory stick, that would be blocked from downloading or uploading any information. Some other features that teachers love are the ability to create tests and survey questions that they can send out to students. The testing module is very easy to create a on-the-fly test. Basically, the teacher has the ability to create a test up to 100 questions. The answer format's going to be true, false, multiple choice, short answer, or essay. And they would just type in their question, choose the answer, and save that question and move on with the test. They can even import graphics into the test questions. So to demonstrate how a test would work, we'll go in and launch a test. We have the ability to also create options such as how long we want the testing period to be. We want to allow random questions to show so students can't copy off one another. And we also might want to ask our students to provide their actual name rather than login name or username. Then we would load our test, and the test will be launched on all the student computers. So I'm going to move this out of the way so we can actually see what happens as some of those testing results come in. You'll notice that as the students respond, we're going to get the responses in real time on the teacher console. So we'll see whether students are getting it right or wrong. And we'll be updated on their progress throughout the test. Once the test is completed, we would then have the ability to save those results in a CSV format and save those to the school's network. Just a couple more features to cover. We have the ability to launch applications and websites on the student computers. So we can type in a URL or a particular application that we want to launch, and we can go ahead and launch that on these student computers. We have the ability to communicate with our students. So we can broadcast a message to all students or individual students or selected students, or we can select a student and have a one-to-one chat with that student. A chat dialog comes up, and that student then has the ability to respond. We also have the ability to take a snapshot of an individual student's computer. So if we saw something that we wanted to record, we just click on snapshot, and that student's screenshot will be saved to a JPEG file. We also have the ability to use power management functionality. So we can shut down, turn on, and log off student computers. And this is a great feature for IT when they want to shut down the computers at a particular time or turn on the computers at the beginning of the day. This can all be managed centrally by the users. And just one last feature to show is, especially for primary education, Choose Random Student is a fun feature that allows you to randomly select one of your students. And it's basically going to go and select an individual student and put a message up on their desktop that says that they've been selected. Those are the main features of the LANSchool classroom management software. There are other features, and again, this is really a tool that's designed for teachers to help manage the technological classroom environment. And again, it's designed with ease of use in mind, and any teacher should be able to get up and running relatively quickly with this software.